Yeah. So I understand that the imposters you're talking about is really about impositions from the outside since you were a little kid. And that forms this new identity that you think is you, but actually it's not you.
Correct.
And then I know you have worked with, you do coaching with celebrities, with, entrepreneurs. How do you help them move forward and be more successful in life?
Really what I was just talking about, when you give them tools in the book, soul blazing, there's tools at the end of the book and exercises to do. When you start doing these and doing them daily, it starts to shift your consciousness and changing your life. And step one is dealing with the imposters, which are the dark voices and all your negative voices in your head. And the way I did it, that's different from other people. First of all, other people say you could just get rid of them. I don't think you could get rid of them. I think you have to befriend them, because it's your wounded inner child, like your little girl inside saying, please love me. If you just go, you know what, I'm going to cut you out and toss you, it doesn't work, because you'll still long for that, or there's going to be a hole inside of you. I think you have to befriend it and love it back into your system where you're working together. So that's why I say you have to team up. I look at your imposters kind of like a pit bull. If a pit bull is trained to attack, it's going to bite you and bite, your loved ones, possibly bite strangers. But if it's brought up to love and being nurtured, it'll protect you, and it's not going to turn on you or turn on others. So your imposters are kind of like pit bulls. You got to nurture them to be in a loving state, then they won't sabotage your life. And another way I like to try to share is it's like a ball of yarn in your head. Here are the yellow strands, the blue strands, the red strands. Now they're all like this of, oh, I want this career, I want this relationship, I need this much money, but it's all jumbled. And unless you could really simplify your life and go, who am I? What do I want? What is my gift? And how do I give it to the world? When you just say, I want to be a millionaire, which is what a lot of people do, you're never going to get it. Or if you just get a Louise Hay book of affirmations, I am happy, I am financially abundant, it doesn't work because it's not coming from your core. And the length of time you have to do that kind of work depends on how broken you are. So when I was starting on this journey, and I did a lot of trial and error, but when I was doing it, when I started a morning routine, which is the key, and which is what I teach a lot of people, and I help them practice it, it is getting up and doing something for your mind, body, heart, and soul. So I get up every morning, I'll move you could do it in 15 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, depending on how much time you have, but at least 2 minutes, stretch your body. Write down 3 gratitudes. You woke up, just my eyes are open, I hear birds chirping, whatever it is you could muster up. And then do something for your mind. I read something, spiritual material, or, whatever moves my soul, just so I'm starting the day on a good note. And I don't do social media or news until later in the day. Then I usually get up and go for a walk for 3 miles or something, because I find that, but in the beginning, I couldn't do that. I was so busy. I've got this going on, I've got that going on. So I just, I do YouTube, 10-minute abs or 10-minute stretches, and just do it at my house. And so whatever you do, but you have to be honest with yourself. We are the biggest liars to ourselves. We don't tell ourselves the truth. And once you stop really trusting you don't believe in you. So that's why you start sabotaging yourself, because you're going, oh, I'm probably not going to reach that goal anyway. Why should I, I want that chocolate cake tonight. I'm probably not going to lose the weight anyway. I'm going to get off it tomorrow, whatever it is. But once you start going, wow, I did it, and making your bed every day is important, because that's so easy. Then you accomplish something and you start feeling good. If you could just even throw the covers up, not even make it fully, just the simplest things, even just touch your toes 3 times, for 5 seconds, just start off small. But then you go, okay, I could do it now for 10 minutes a day. Now I could do 15 minutes a day, and build up till it's like an hour a day. And I would say get up that extra half an hour or hour and get this stuff done, because this is your life. You're either going to live a life or you're going to regret. I have this exercise called day one, because we're always, okay, back to day one. Okay, I'm going to start again. I'm going to start writing that book every day. I'm going to actually lose the weight instead of yo-yoing. I'm going to do this, because so many of my clients, and I have group sessions, Zoom, I have in Berlin, 2 in India, and 1 in London. And we've been going, okay, everyone's doing this, and like, oh, I messed up. I had this party, or I did this. And I'm like, okay, day one again. That's just day one again. I'm like, okay, guys, we got to get to day two and stick to day two and start the day 2 or 3. Let's get 7 days solid. And it is so hard in the beginning. It is so hard because we're training our mind, and our mind is going, oh my God, there's a war here. Oh my God, there's a burglary here. Oh, my mom's sick. My friend has cancer. My daughter is going through something in school. My son, this, whatever it is, so many distractions. My finances, my health, my whatever it is, my car broke down. These are all stuff I hear from people, and you have to tune it all out and just say, the morning is mine. If you don't own the morning, your day is owned by someone else. It's owned by your imposters, and it's gone. The whole day's gone if you don't own the first 15 minutes. I really think an hour eventually, but the first 15 minutes of your morning, that means you are choosing the life you have right now. You are choosing to be a victim. You are choosing to be not sufficiently where you want to be in your career or relationships or finances, because to be all those things, it takes a lot of responsibility. All the millionaires and billionaires I've interviewed, they say everyone asks them for money. Everyone has their hand out. Everybody needs something from them. They lose a lot of friends because then people can't relate to them because they have money, and, oh, I can't relate to you, and you have this, and now I feel shitty about myself. It's like, well, join them. I always hung around with people that are more successful than me so I could grow, and because it's all about vibration. When you're saying, God, I want to be an actress, or I want to do this, or I want to write a book, or I need to meet this person to get on this show, whatever it is, how are you vibrating to the world? And if you're vibrating at a lower level, you could just walk in the room. I wrote and directed and produced a movie in Tokyo. That's a whole nother story, but I raised $1 million, and then I started to cast. And when people were walking in the door, I knew right away, no or yes. They didn't have to open their mouth. They didn't have to say one word of dialogue. It's how they walked in energetically. Oh, this character is this way. Nope, thank you. I could just say thank you and just let them turn around and walk out. And that's how we are in life. So if you're going to present yourself as, I'm a victim, I'm a fraud, I'm a poser, I'm a grabby person, I'm just here to make contacts, and people see that, hi, how are you? Oh, nice to meet you, as they're looking at the person over your shoulder, because, oh, there's another person. Oh, you can't help me, really? Okay, bye. How about you? And you're so fascinating. Oh, you can't help me next. That's what I see at all the parties, even at my party. I'm like, oh my God, we had to kick 2 people out because they had their book, peddling their book. Will you buy my book? I'm like, you don't do that at someone else's book launch. So a couple of the people that were running my book launch said, oh my God, I had to kick this person out and that person out. They actually brought their book, pushing their book. And that's just so not okay, just energetically. And it's just like, right? So you have to look at all those things, and you have to be able to be supportive of other people and happy for other people and be someone for them. And then there's someone for you. When I was just starting out, I did so much volunteer work. Anytime I was depressed, I'd go on volunteer.org and just do volunteer work, once a week or twice a week for 3 hours, 2 hours. And it was teaching writing for foster kids. And I got so much from that, because when you're helping someone else, you start feeling better about yourself. Because it helps you. Then you're going, God, I'm not just sitting around. I didn't just sit around and waste the day. I actually did something for someone else, especially when someone's like, oh my God, thank you. And you could see their growth. Now you have value. So when I used to take people on retreats and workshops, soul blazing retreats, we went to Bali, Costa Rica twice, Tanzania twice. Anyway, Barcelona and this Granada, in a yurt in Granada. But like in Tanzania, we would go and stay in Bedouin tents. These were smaller ones, like in Tanzania, because it only held 12. And then each morning we would go and work with Maasai tribe, work with the children, do this or that. Then at nighttime, we would go into our little place, this gorgeous room with a big fireplace, and we'd keep all the lights out and light candles in the fire. Then we would do soul blazing. But once you're going out there and doing something for other people, everyone brought a suitcase for gifts for everyone. That was part of the deal for the retreat. t-shirts, pencils, medicine, clothing, whatever unique to their city from wherever they are. Like, since I'm here, I brought Hollywood stuff. And so if you're from London or you're from Australia, wherever people came from, they brought something. Then we went and knocked on doors like Oprah and said, hi, what do you guys need? Oh, you need bunk beds. Oh, you need a goat or something. You need chickens. You need regular food. Your children need shoes. You need clothes. And we would hire locals to do it. So every penny would go to them. That was with my nonprofit, Whispers from Children's Hearts. So everything would go to the families and the kids. And then you come back and you do soul blazing and you feel good about yourself. And you could see the shift in people from day 1 to day 12 was extraordinary, because now they just spent 2 weeks being of service and servicing themselves, ridding their imposters of, my life's boring, I have nothing to give, who am I have no family, I have no community. Now they had strong family, strong community within us. And they felt, wow, look at everything I can give. It doesn't have to be giving $1 million, you're giving of yourself. And when you're giving with community, you could see how much you could give as a unit compared to just you, because all of our collaborative skills came into play. And you see these people going, oh, I can't believe this is like, what happened? Because they don't know. It's just random that we went to people's homes. So that was just like an extraordinary time. And that taught me, listening to all these people, how do you change your life? You change your life by giving back. You change your life by raising your vibration. It has to match the person that you are working with or who you want to meet. I used to live across the street from Sandra Bullock when I was just starting here, and she just got Speed 2. And she said, oh, I got this really bad movie. They fired the main person, and it's a bus driver, and it's, oh, I don't know, because I'm going to go to Europe. It's because I don't want to be here for all the bad reviews when they start trashing me. And she came back and she was a huge star. And I said, how did you do this? What was your journey like? Because she was across the street from me for 3 years. How did you all of a sudden, you're just little Sandra, and now you're Sandra, and she said every Friday night she had a play reading at her house because she wanted to be an actress. I know so many actors, and you were here, my husband, my ex-husband, sort of now. But he co-created a couple of big shows. And so I saw a lot of the casting. I saw a lot of the actors. I saw a lot of this and that. And she said she went to those people, 2 people a day that she did not know, a casting person and a director or a producer, walked in and gave her a headshot. And even if she couldn't get past the guards, the gatekeeper, she still met the person in charge of that big person who could change her life. And every Friday she had a play reading. She picked a play and had 2 or 3 of her friends come over, depending on the characters in the play, and they performed for themselves. They read through it. And that is dedication. And so many people I know that are not successful, they're sitting home, at Starbucks, complaining about they're not getting work and their agent sucks. And can you believe these people are soaring and I'm not? They don't even have talent. They must have slept and waited. They must have done this. They know somebody that, no, they're working. Yes, some people have sordid paths of how they made it, but the bottom line is they're hungry. While you're sitting here complaining, why aren't you in acting class? Why aren't you writing your own screenplay? Why aren't you out meeting people? Why aren't you dressed better? Why aren't you put together? If someone just meets you here, you look like a depressed, unemployed person. So you got to present yourself each day.
Yeah. And the concept is so blazing. I mean, can you explain exactly what that means?
It's blazing your soul out of like a rut. And the way you blaze it is through love and through giving. Once you're on fire, there's nothing stopping you, because you're inspired and your soul's calling, and you've experienced it. You've experienced such depths of love by giving. When you see the faces on all these children's eyes, that's when I started to do my transformation, was working at all these orphanages. And I thought I was just, I've got to get these stories down. I didn't know that was transforming me into who I was going to be. I didn't know it was going to turn me into a speaker and an author. That was never in my plans. I was going to be an actress, and it was like, okay, I'm going to die because I can't do that. And I have no other skills, because that's all I planned on being. And I wanted no plan B. So bye world. I'm going to go. I can't kill myself. Otherwise it looks bad on the family. So I'm going to let someone else do it. Or I'm going to befriend someone and write a book and become Christiane Amanpour. Those are my options. And I'm like, either way, I'm good. I can't live this life of who am I? What am I? Poor me. And I'm